Okay, so the next page we need to create is a blog page, and we need to create a bunch of blog posts and display them on that one page. So let's go ahead and do that. But before we do that, I need to import the images that I'm going to be using in my blog posts. So I'm going to click on Add New, and I'm going to select Files, and I'm going to go to where I stored my blog images. So I have a bunch of images here. There's two versions of each image. One is small, one is big. So I'm just going to select the first image because I know I've resized that one to a smaller size. So I'm going to make 4 blog posts. So I'll upload 4 images for now. Open and just finish to let it upload. Just wait to let it upload. And after they've uploaded, remember that little plugin we installed, Enhanced Media Gallery? Now we're going to add these posts, add these images to a category. So there's no categories here yet, so we got to create them. If you go under Media Categories, let's create these categories. So I'm going to have a blog. I'm basically going to have blog images and portfolio images. So I'm just going to call this exactly the same way. I'm going to say blog, or I'm going to say images, blog, add new, and we have a category for our blog. So go back to the media library, and now if you click on an image, you can add it to a category. So I'm going to click on this checkbox to add it to the category, and then you can close it. And if you click on it again, it's saved. There's no save button. You just have to check the checkbox. And a quick way to go through a bunch of images is to use these arrow buttons right here. So the next image that I uploaded was this one. I'm going to add it to the category. Next one was this one. I'm going to add it to the blog category, and I'm going to add this to the blog category. This is another image that's not related to the blog category, so I'm just going to click exit. I've said these 4 right here. This one, this one, this one, and this one, they're in the blog category. So if I go here now, why didn't it get saved? Images, blog, let's refresh this. Now, there we go. There's 4 images. Okay. So now I can use these in my blog posts. So let's go ahead and create a bunch of blog posts. But before we do so, let's remove these dummy categories that got imported for the blog, right? So we're gonna select this, delete, apply. And if you don't create categories for your blog, all of the blog posts are going to end up in this uncategorized category. But you probably want to categorize your posts into something, that makes sense. So I'm just going to create a category called news. I'm going to add that category, and I'm going to add another category called short stories. Add that category. So now, when we make our blog posts, we can add them to these categories, and they'll be nicely categorized. Under tags, what tags are, they're kind of like categories, but they're like micro categories. Like, for example, if you have a category food, and you have all these different blog posts like pizza, about pizza, spaghetti, pasta, or something, I don't know, steak, those will be the tags. So they're like hashtags basically, and they're a good way to categorize your content. But I don't have that many blog posts, and I don't really need these tags. But if you want them, you can add them. So I'm just going to delete them for now. So our categories got no tags and all posts. Now we don't need all these dummy posts that got imported, so I'm just going to delete all of them. Select, move to trash, apply, and they're all gone. They're all in trash. So I'm just going to empty the trash. There we go. So let's go and add new. And let's call this my first blog post. Add some dummy content. We're not going to use the advanced layout editor for blog posts. We're just going to use the default one because you don't need to. Like, I'm assuming your blog post is just text, but you can use the advanced layout editor if you want, but it's actually better not to for blogs, for a blog post. So let's add some dummy content, some dummy text. Let's paste it. Let's add this to a category. And let's set a featured image for this blog post. Now all your images are listed here in one place, but you can narrow them down with the categories that we created for images. So there we go. Now it's only showing 4. Click on that, set featured image, and click on publish. Now if I right click and open this in a new tab to preview it, this is how it looks. There's that image, there's the blog post. It even inserts these social buttons by default, but we can change these later. Actually, the way you change these is you go to theme options and you go to blog layout, and then scroll down, and here you can remove the share links that you don't want. So if I click these and save, just close these. Close that tab too. If you go and you refresh this post right now, these are going to change. So now I only got 4: Facebook, Twitter, Google, Twitter, Tumblr. Facebook, Twitter, Google, Tumblr. Okay, and there's a sidebar here. Now let's go. I'm going to create 3 more just to fill up the site with some content. So just be patient and just watch me do this. Second blog post. I'll call it my second blog post. Best post ever. Add some dummy content. Copy. Paste. Paste one more time. Put it in a category. If you don't want comments, make sure they're off. If this is not being displayed on your screen, it's because you got to go to screen options and check some of these buttons here. And let's set another image. Where are my blog images? I want this one. Insert, publish, add new. My third blog post, amazing. Add dummy content. Let's pick an image for our blog post. Blogs, image, set featured image. Go to the top and publish it. Oh, see how the category here is uncategorized? That's because I put it into the uncategorized category. So change the category that you want to put it to. Alright. So even though you pick news and short stories, the main URL is going to be under news. Okay, so let's add another one. Fourth blog post. Last post. Add dummy text or your text, whatever. Pick a category. Set an image. I want that one. This one doesn't ask you to pick dimensions, so don't pick the dimensions. Sometimes when you insert an image, it will ask you like which size of the image, but here it's smart enough to figure out the best size on its own. So just publish. Hold Control, click, preview. There we go. There's the last blog post that I wanted to make. Okay, so now what we need is we want a sidebar for the blog posts. Like I don't like this sidebar right here, so I want to create my own. So let's go to sidebars under theme options. Sorry, not under theme options. Under appearance, go to widgets. Sidebar blog. So this is the blog sidebar, and that's what's currently in it. You have Twitter links, your Twitter account, latest news, which are your latest blog posts, the categories and archives. So that's what it does. You have your Twitter, latest news, categories, and archives. Now, I don't want these. All I want is something else. So I want my latest news. Actually, yeah, let's keep the latest news. And let's call it latest blog posts. Latest recent posts. Recent posts. And how many entries? I've only made 4, but I'll say, keep it at 10. And then you select the categories that you want the post to be pulled from, and only show title without the preview. Okay, so click save. I'm also going to add a search box. I'll click on search, pick the widget that you want to add it to, click add, and I'm also going to add a calendar. The calendar I'm just going to drag. Okay, and I'm going to move the search on top. Put calendar in the calendar, and under the search I want the title to be search. Save. Now if we refresh the page, there we go. There's the search box, there's the 4 recent blog posts that we made, there's the calendar. Okay, so that's how you add a sidebar. Next, we're going to make the blog page itself that will have a list of all these blog posts. So let's go to pages, and let's add a new page, and let's call it blog, and then click on publish. Now let's set this blog page as our main blog. So go to theme options, let it load, and under here, where do you want to display your blog? Pick this blog page. Save all. Okay? This way the theme knows which page is your blog page, because it has some settings that just work together. Okay. Next, let's go to this page and see how it looks. So go to all pages, and you can preview it from right here. You can just right click on the view and preview it like this. So the way it looks now is you have all the 4 posts that we created. If we have more posts, you'll have a little next button here, a pagination, a little menu with different pages. But that's when you have like hundreds of posts, or dozens of posts, and you start running out of space, you'll have a little next button here, or where you can view other posts, because you don't want to display everything on the same page. But anyways, what I don't like about this blog page is I don't like this sidebar on the blog page. And I don't like the fact that it's displaying the entire post. Like, all I want here is a little preview, like the first few sentences, and then a read more button. Like, I don't want the entire blog post to be displayed on the blog page. And it's also going to produce duplicate content, because you have this post, if you click on it, you have all this text, and then on the blog page you have all this text again, so you have like duplicate content, and you don't want too much duplicate content. You don't want to confuse Google. It's probably gonna not like it. It doesn't like duplicate content. But the way you fix that is as follows. We're gonna go back to posts, and we're gonna open up this one, the first one here, and here's how you add a read more link in the middle of your content. So put your cursor somewhere where you want to break the page into 2 parts, and click on this little button right here, read more tag, insert read more tag. Click on that, and look what this does. It separates the content, you update it. Now if you go to your website, WP theme helper, and you type /blog, you have a little read more button, right? So only a portion of your content, and then read more. The other ones will change right now. So if you click on read more, it goes to the individual page. So let's do this for the other pages. Let's break it up into a read more link section. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm just opening them up in different tabs, and I'm going to each tab, and you can click on edit, Or you should have just clicked on edit right from here. You could have just clicked on edit and opened it in a new window, a new tab. So let's do the same for the rest of these pages. Add the read more tag, update, go to the next page, do the same here. Read more, update. Let's put the, oops, no, sorry, I gotta click this first. Whoa, screwed that up. Let's add that here. So there we go. Let's close them now. And now let's go to the blog page again. Theme helper, blog. There you go. Read more, read more, read more. You don't have the full content of the post. You click read more, you go to the individual page. Okay, now if you don't want these images to display right here, you can click on the post, and you, under featured images down here, you can just say don't display image on single post. So click save. Let's preview this. And now there's no image. But the images look nice, so I'm just gonna uncheck this. Update. Refresh. The image is there. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want this sidebar on the block page. So let's remove that. Let's edit this page. Scroll down. Under sidebars, pick no sidebar, and then update. After it's finished updating, preview the page. And as you can see, nothing happened, and that's because there's another setting up here under the sidebar settings which applies to the main blog page. So under sidebar right here, sidebar settings, sidebar on blog page, it says right sidebar. So even though we changed this for the individual page, we said no sidebar, this main setting is still overriding the individual setting, which is kind of dumb, but that's just how it works. So click on the sidebar on blog page and pick no sidebar. Make sure to leave the sidebar on the actual post entries. Okay, so click save changes. Go back to the blog, refresh. Now your blog is full width, but it still looks a little bit weird. So what I'm gonna do is go back to the settings under go to blog and change this setting right here. Blog styling. Pick elegant. Save changes. Refresh. Now that looks much nicer. The image has shrunk in size. It's not too big. The read more button looks nice. You know, it's got a border around it. You have your date, and you have who it was posted by. Now guys, if you want to change this name by who it was posted by, you can change that. I'm going to show you right now. So yeah, to change that, go back to your go to WordPress, then go to users, click on your user, your main user, which is you, and then go down here. So you can enter a first name, or like Bob or something, a last name Smith or whoever, and you can put in a nickname here, and I'm just going to show you what's going to happen. My nickname, and then you save this, or sorry, update profile. Now if you go down here, display name publicly as, you have a choice of all these things you just added. Bob, Smith, my nickname. So you can change that here. So I want to just say Bob Smith or something. I update. Now if I go back to the blog page, /blog, that name should have changed. So here you go. Now the blog post has been posted by Bob Smith, not your username. Okay? And let's add this page to the menu. So go back to the go to appearance, menus, Now, if you still have the old demo menu that's been imported here with a bunch of stuff, scroll all the way to the bottom and delete it and just start a new menu. But I've already started a new menu. I don't know if you missed that step or not. I've deleted the old one, I've created a new one, and I've already added a couple of pages here. So now I'm just going to add the blog page. So add to menu, move it up. I want it to be second in line, and then save menu. Go back to our website, refresh the page. There's our blog. You click it, you're back on the blog. Click on home, you're on the home page. Contact about page, all of that remained the same. Okay, so I think we're done with the blog page for now. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a portfolio page. Okay, so before we make a portfolio page, let's go to the main WordPress dashboard and let's see what we have under the portfolio items. So we have all these dummy items that got imported with the theme demo, and we have all these dummy categories that also got imported. Now, there's no tags, so we're not gonna touch that. Go to categories and delete the existing categories. So select delete, apply all. Okay, and then go to portfolio items and delete all the portfolio items. We're not going to need them. We're going to create our own. Okay, so empty the trash just so you get rid of them, or if you want to keep them so you have them as a reference for later, you can do that too. Now let's create a new item, and we're going to need images for this item. So before we create this item, let's add some images. So go to add new, select, and I've already made a bunch of saved a bunch of images for my gallery. So I'm gonna have cars and I'm gonna have animals, and let's just upload all the car pictures for my car gallery. I'm only gonna use 4, just not to waste time, because you'll get the idea of what I'm doing. So wait for them to finish uploading, and then we're gonna put them into our pages. Our portfolio pages. They're not exactly pages like this, but they have a similar structure, except they're called portfolio items. So they're finished. Let's assign them to categories. We don't have a category to assign it to, so let's create that category. And it's going to be images. Sorry, let's type this in: portfolio, cars. Add new media category, and then we're going to add portfolio animals. Add new category. Okay, that's good. Let's go back to media, and let's add these to the categories. So click on cars, click the next image arrow, click on cars. Again, select the cars category, and this is the next image that's part of the blog, so we're just going to exit. Now if you refresh this library, you have all the cars under one category. There they are. Actually, you know what, let's add a little bit more images just so our category, just so our portfolio looks a lot nicer. So let's add a few more. Let's add all of these. And we'll add them to the category cars after they're finished uploading. Alright, so select the image, again click on cars to add it to the car category. Do the same for all images. And we've already added those to the car category. So they're all there. Next, let's add some more pictures of animals. So I'm gonna go to my folder, I'm gonna go to animals, and I'm gonna add all these nice pictures. And all these pictures are from unsplash.com, like I showed you earlier, where to get free pictures. So just upload them all and wait for the upload to finish. Okay, now that the images have finished uploading, let's add them to the animals category. Click next, animals. Do this for all images. And this way our images will be nicely organized into categories. Now remember, you had to have installed the Enhanced Media plugin for WordPress. It's a free plugin. Okay, so this one is cars, so exit. Yeah, it's a free plugin. It's called Enhanced Media Library, and it allows you to create categories for your media library, so you can categorize your pictures. By default, WordPress doesn't allow you to do that because it's very lightweight, and it assumes that if you want extra features, just get a free plugin. Alright, so now that the images are added, they're all here. You can filter them by cars, animals. You know, here there's your blog images, and then there's other categories where they display images that are not in the in any category. So, and then you have all images. Okay, so let's create a portfolio item and call it animals. And normally I would create categories by going to portfolio categories or pages categories, post categories. Actually, pages don't have categories. But you can also add categories straight from the page, right? So if you don't want to go to the other page and click on categories, add new categories, you can just add them right here. So you can add new category, and under here, just type in animals. And there it is. And if you go back here, it will be automatically added right there, right? So you can add categories from the category screen, or you can add them directly from each post or page or whatever, portfolio items. And so let's create another category, call it cars. Add that. Okay, let's close these. Alright, so you have your animals item, portfolio item, and it's in the category. So I'm just going to save it to publish it. Publish it to save it. And then click on the advanced layout editor. Here, let's add a 1x1 row, and we're going to add a media element called masonry gallery. Now this is a really nice gallery that this page builder allows you to build. So here, click on add edit gallery. And here, we're going to select images that we want to add. So this was what? Animals? And so you select the animals category, then you click on the first image, scroll down, hold shift, and click on the last image. And now all of the images are selected. Here, you can just click add to gallery. And then you can reverse order them. You can click and drag the order of these images. Once you're done and you like the order, click insert, and then click on save. Now let's update the page to see how it looks. Okay, hold Control or Command on a Mac, click this link, go to the gallery. There we go. It looks a little bit bad because it's got these image names right on the bottom, and I also don't want a sidebar on my category pages. On my portfolio pages, and I really don't like these. Well, we can leave the breadcrumbs, and we can leave the portfolio name here. So I'm just going to remove the sidebar, and I'm going to change the way these images look because they're a little bit grayed out. So you can change all those settings. So let's go back to the portfolio item page. And let's scroll down and select no sidebar. Let's update. Wait for this page to load. Once it's finished loading, you can refresh the front. So the sidebar is gone. Now let's edit the images. I'm going to click on the masonry gallery. I'm going to go down, and here's the number of images that you want to limit the display to. So, after, let's say, you put 10 images, you click Save, Update. Now I have more than 10 images in my gallery, so if you go down, there's a second page. So we don't want that. I want all my pictures on one page. So I'm going to go back to gallery, masonry gallery, and I'm just going to set this limit to, I don't know, I'm going to set it high. I'm going to set it to like 30 images. So 30 images will be displayed per page. Columns, you can leave that blank. Pagination, display load more. Instead of the pagination, you can actually have a load more button that you can click and more images will get loaded. But actually, let's select it, and let's go back and see how the button looks. It actually looks really good, so I just want to show you that. Click on update, click refresh, go down. Did we not save our settings? Display pagination, load more button. Okay, something got a little bit screwed up. Now refresh. Okay, so now you have a load more button, and you click that button, and boom, you have more images. So you don't have to go to the next page. Everything is in one page. You just click the load more button. Alright, so let's go back and set the number of images to display to 30, way above the number that we need. And here what we're going to do is change the grid size to perfect grid, and image overlay. If you look at the images now, they look a little bit gray until you hover over them. So that's the image overlay, and it's activated. So we're going to deactivate that. Leave this light box as is. And what else do we need to set here to make it look nice? Go to Elements and display title and excerpt. Display none. These are these little image names right here. Now, normally you would name your images properly. I haven't named my images, so they're showing up as just random numbers. But normally you would name your images properly. So if they're named properly, you probably don't even have to hide this right here. But since I didn't name my images, I'm just gonna hide it. So display neither under element captions. Click save. Click update. Click refresh. And now the images are clear. All of them are showing, but this gap is a little bit big, so I want to remove the gap. So the way you do that is under gap, you can pick 1 pixel gap. Save that. Actually, I don't like the way this portfolio kind of looks, so I'm gonna pick this grid layout, flexible masonry layout. Click save, update, refresh the page. Still looks a little weird. You know what? I think these images are too big. Let's make 3 columns. So the number of columns here, set it to 3. Save, update. Oh, that looks much nicer. 3 columns, and see how they're lined up properly? 2 of these images that are more horizontal equal the height of the image that's like more vertical. They look perfectly aligned. That's really nice. But at the end, I guess we run out of images, so it looks kind of cut off. If you don't like the way it looks right here, I guess pick a different grid layout. Let's try the third one. This one's nice. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for the animals. And if you want, you can like add something to the top, like you can drag an element and like add a text block and write a description on top here. But it's really up to you. I don't know what you want to make with your website, so I'm just showing you all these random things. But in the page builder is where you have all the building blocks to build your website. So go nuts, do whatever you want. If you get stuck, send me an email or post comments in the YouTube. It's much better that way. It's more organized that way. Alright, so the animals I'm happy with. Let's create another gallery, portfolio I mean, for the cars. So let's add new, and let's call it antique cars. Advanced layout editor. Oh, pick the cars category. No sidebar. These settings down here, you can just hide them by clicking at the top right here. So you can expand them, you can hide them, you can hide all of these, or you can just hide them all together by going to the screen options and like unchecking these. Okay, so let's add another block, media element, masonry gallery. Oh, let's put that inside there, and let's click on it. Let's add all the cars. Let's pick our category, cars. Select the first one, hold shift, select the last one, add to gallery, change the order that you like, insert gallery, number of images 30, columns 3, display pagination, use a load more button, perfect grid, 1 pixel gap, overlay deactivated, open the images in a lightbox, save, publish. Let's close the animals tab and let's preview the cars. Okay, so there we go. Oh, I forgot to delete the name of the image. Okay, so click here, go to captions, display title and excerpt, display neither, save, update, refresh. There we go, there's your gallery. And you can play around with the different layout settings. Like I said, just go here, pick whichever grid style that you like, which one looks best, and that's that. You have your portfolio items. Now you need a page to display all the different portfolio items that you have. So you want to have a page that's going to have a link to cars and that's going to have a link to animals, right? So we're going to leave the portfolio items alone. We're done here. I'm just going to close this tab. I'm going to close some of these tabs. There's too many tabs open. Close that. I'm going to go back to pages, and here I'm going to make a page called portfolio. Okay, turn on the advanced layout editor. Say that you want no sidebars here, and click on publish just to save it. And now let's create, what I want to do is I want to have 2 blocks side by side, and then I'm going to add an image that represents the portfolio, and the image is going to link to the portfolio. So I'm just going to click and drag an image here and an image there. Another way to do this, you can, like, once you build an element, you can just click clone, and boom, you have the element with the image. So like, there's all these different ways to work with a page builder. I'm just trying to show you some shortcuts because I want you to be really good at this, guys. Let's add a half page. Again, add this image here, or you can clone it however you want. Alright, so click on this image here. We're going to insert an image, and the first image is going to be, it's going to link to animals. So I'm going to click this image here, and I'm going to pick a different size. Now I want a size that's, try different sizes, but a size that I'm going to pick is 495 by 400. Insert. Image is centered, image styling, hover effect, slight increase in size. Yeah, check this. It's going to create a little increase in size effect when you hover over the image, so the image is gonna like zoom in a little bit. It's gonna look really nice. Under link settings, click on this, click on the portfolio, because we're going to be linking to portfolio items, and then from here click on animals, and you want to open this link in the same window, not in the new window, unless you want to open it in a new window, but it's up to you. Image caption, no caption, no caption. Animals, animations, fade in, pop out. Let's use fade in. Click to save. Here, let's add an image of a car. What do I want? What's a nice looking car? That one looks nice. 495 by 400. Insert. Center. Hover effect. Yes. Link. Let's link to the cars item. Same window. Caption, no caption. Animation. Fade in. Click save. Click update. Let's check out how the portfolio looks now. Okay, so you have these two images. It looks not too bad. I mean, when you add more items to the portfolio, it's gonna look better. But you can change the settings of these different blocks. You can add borders, and like you can remove borders and add padding. You can add a background color. Here, where it says space between columns, I'm gonna pick no space. Click save, and under the second box, if you go to edit, you're not gonna have that option, because whatever settings you add in this first box that contains the image will be applied to the second box. So no space between columns, that means there's not going to be any space between columns on in the second box with an image here. So let's click on update and see what that did. Refresh. I guess these are too small of an image not to have any space between them. So let's change these images to a different size and see how that looks. Let's pick this bear again. Let's pick an image that looks like this. So 845 by 684. And let's see how that looks. Ooh, these are huge now. But still, now there's no space because the image is big enough that there's no space. Before, the image was a little bit small, so there's nothing we could do about the space. But now the images are big. And if you click on the link, it will take you to the animals portfolio, right? And if you go back, or you can just click here. Actually, no, we haven't done this yet. Click back. Click on the cars. There you go. And if you click on an individual image, it'll pop up a light box, and then you can scroll through the images. And you can use your keys on the keyboard to scroll through them. You can press the escape key to exit, or if you want to exit, you can just click this X button right here, or click anywhere on the dark screen, and the image will disappear, right? So that's how you go through categories. I mean, through images in your category, right? So click on an image, you can scroll through it. It looks beautiful. Exit. That's great. Okay, another thing I want to do is I want to add a bunch of images on the bottom. So I'm just going to add another block one by one, and I'm going to add a media element. I'm just going to call it gallery. I'm just going to add a gallery. It's not going to be a fancy gallery, just like a regular gallery. and I'm gonna add images to this gallery. Select all the images that I want to add. So I'm just gonna select all these animals here. I'm just gonna add them to the bottom of the page. So add to gallery, insert gallery, small thumbnails, preview image size, gallery columns 5, use lightbox, yes, thumbnail effect, fade in. Let's see what that did. Update, refresh, and then you have all those images that just show up right here, right? So you can click on these and you can just scroll through them, or you can go to the different categories: animals, cars. So that's how you make a gallery. And basically you can play around with these settings. You can do whatever you want. You can have a preview image above the small thumbnails, right? So big image with thumbnail below. So pick that for the gallery style and click save. Click update, refresh. Oh, it's too big. So now when you hover over these, they will change. The big image will change, right? They don't look very crisp. That's because we need to change the image size setting. So big preview image, it's pulling this small size, 495 by 400. That's why these are so blurry. So if you want to make it crisp, just change the big preview image to, change it to 1030 by 1030. No, sorry. 1030. Yeah, let's do that. Update, refresh, and now the images are much crisper because a bigger size is getting pulled and not a small size that's just getting stretched out and getting all pixelated. So that's how you make a gallery, right? You can do whatever you want. Now I don't want that big preview image there because it's too big. I'm just gonna change this to small thumbnails, save, update, refresh, and you got all these small images and the two big portfolio items. So you can get as creative as you want here. Create as many galleries, masonry galleries, regular galleries, whatever you want. So now let's add this portfolio page to our menu. So go to appearance, menus, and you're not going to see this portfolio page here on the side, and that's because this option is hidden by default. So we got to go to the top of the screen, and right here we can check portfolio items. Close the screen, and now there we go. We got portfolio items under here, and we can just check them. We can add them to menu. Then we're going to add the portfolio page to menu. And then we're going to take the two portfolios and we're going to put it under the portfolio. So we're going to just drag it like this. And if you click on this item, you can set up a mega menu. That's when you have a lot of items in your menu, but in this case we're not going to use a mega menu. It's just going to be a regular menu. So make sure it's set to regular menu, or I mean this box is not checked for any of these items unless you need to. And click save to update your menu. Go back to your website, click on the logo, go to the front, and now there's your portfolio. You have your portfolio page and you have the two portfolio items, antique cars and animals. If you click on one of them, you're taken directly to the portfolio. And if you want to go to the main portfolio page, you click that, and you're at the main portfolio page. Alright, so we're done with the portfolio page. Next, we're gonna finalize our website, and we're gonna work on the footer. And yeah, that's it. We're gonna finish the footer, and we're almost done. And we're gonna make a couple edits to the homepage. Okay, so next, let's work on the footer. Okay, to edit the footer, go back to your WordPress dashboard and go to Appearance Widgets. And here you can see there's 3 columns for the footer. Now you can adjust the amount of columns that the footer has in the theme options. So if you go down to the footer, and here under theme options, open this in a new tab. You can select the number of columns that you want. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this as 3 columns. And these are the 3 columns right here. And in the first column of the footer, let's check how the footer looks right now. So we go to our website. We've got all this stuff. We're gonna change this. We're gonna fix that in a minute. Go down here. That's how the footer looks right now. You got 3 columns, and they've got like some crap inside of them. So let's add something nice. In the first column, we're gonna add recent blog posts. So to add recent blog posts, take the Unfold News, latest news button or widget, whatever, and drag it here. And type in recent blog posts. How many entries? Up to 10. Select the categories that you want to pull them from. Click Save. Go back to the footer. You refresh. Boom. There are the blog posts. In the middle, whoops, what did I click? In the middle section, I want to add a Facebook like box. So I'm going to do that. Where is it? It's hard to find. Press Ctrl F in your browser and type in Facebook. Oh, there it is. Facebook like box. So I'm just going to click on that, add it to the second column. There it is. Oh, the second column had latest news or something like that. Let's remove that. So we just want the Facebook like box. And you just want to write our Facebook, or just put Facebook page. If you have a Facebook page, you probably do, you might not. So then just type in the link to your Facebook page right here. Click Save. Refresh. There's the Facebook like box. Here, I'm going to add some text with a picture. But before we do that, we need a plugin for that. So go to Plugins. Go to Add New. And type in, let me zoom this in for you. Type in Black Studio Tiny MCE. Nothing found. Okay. Put a space between Black Studio and Tiny MCE. Search. Let me zoom out. Well, I guess I got the name of the plugin wrong. Black Studio Tiny MCE. What is it called? Okay, so if you can't find a plugin, here's a quick way to get the right plugin name. So type it in Google, or I'm just gonna type in Tiny MCE WP plugin. And actually here's the one I want, Black Studio. So I'm just trying to get the name of it because I keep misspelling it. Oh, you gotta type Tiny MCE together as one word. So just copy that. Where's the plugin search? Paste it in here. Click enter. And that's the plugin that I want. Black Studio Tiny MCE. Now what this plugin will allow us to do, as I'm gonna show you in 1 second, it's gonna add a little media box. Before we couldn't add pictures to our text box. So if we go to widgets and we just add a text box to the widget. So column 3, add it. You can type text in here, you can put a title, but there's no way to insert images. What this plugin did, I'm going to delete this. What this plugin did is it added this little button right here, the visual editor. Just click dismiss right here. I'm going to click on it, I'm going to add it to the third column, click on add widget, and there we go. You can put in a title, and now you have all these options right here, so you can style your text and everything much better. So I'm just going to type some text in here, like some text. I'm going to add some text in here. Copy, paste. I don't know why my paste button works so funny. Anyways, Control V. That's too much text. Remove that text, and here I'm going to add a picture. So before we didn't have this button in the text editor, but in the visual editor that we just installed from the plugin, Black Studio Tiny MCE, now it gives us an option to add an image. So I'm going to add a little small image in here. I like this one right here. I'm going to pick the size of it. Yeah, okay, so choose the 80 by 80. It's a nice small size. We don't need a big image in the footer. And see how it's a little bit aligned, not very nice. Click on the image and left align it, and now the text moves up. Now I'm also going to add a link in here, so click here to read more, and I'm going to make this a link. So select it, click on this link icon right here, and here you can pick a link that you want. So click on options, and here's a list of all your pages that you've made in your blog, your blog posts, and your portfolio entries. So here I'm just going to link to, I don't know, the about page. So add link. I think I clicked something wrong. Let's try this again. About, add link. There we go. Now it's added. Click save. Click on the top here to minimize this thing. Go back to your website. Go to the footer. Refresh. There we go. There's the image, there's some text, and there's the link, except we can't really see the link. So what we got to do is we got to change the color of this link. The way you change this link color is you got to go to theme options, and I think it's under general styling. It's not under footer. Like, I know it's not very intuitive. You would think like you go to footer and you change the footer link. No, it's under, I think it's under general styling right here, and there's a footer section. So you click on the footer, and then here you have font color for links, drop caps, and other elements. Now right now it's gray, which we can't see, so I'm gonna make this white. Click save, go refresh, and now the link is clearly visible. You can click on it, it'll go to the about page. You can click back. Now the last thing I don't like about this footer is this background. I just want like a simple color. I don't want this dashed or whatever. I don't want these lines here. So I'm gonna go back to general styling, footer, and where's the background? So we have a background color set, but it's not getting picked up because we have this background image which creates those lines. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna pick no background image under background image. So pick no background image, go down, click save. There's actually two save buttons. There's one on top, one on the bottom, so you can click whichever one you want. Go refresh, and there we go. Now it's just a dark color without any lines. Looks much better. Also, the bottom part right here you can edit by going to, I think it's under footer right here, maybe not. Yeah, actually it is. Display the footer widget and socket. So the socket is that little bar on the bottom. So you can just say display only footer widget, no socket. Save it. Click refresh. And you got none of that. but I kind of like the way it looks, so I'm just gonna leave it. And you can change your copyright text here. You can just type your name, copyright, whatever. I wonder if you can just cut and paste this icon. Let's see how that looks. So yeah, here we go. Your name, copyright, and then it has the enfold theme. Don't worry about this. Nobody's gonna look at that. Nobody even scrolls down to like look at the small text at the bottom. So don't even worry that it says that the theme name that you used to build your website. If you want to remove this, it's easy to do actually, but you got to get into a little bit of code. We're not gonna worry about this for now. If this really pisses you off, leave a comment and I'll think of something. Alright, so the footer is done. And now I just gotta add a few modifications to the homepage because this recent work stuff got screwed up. This was getting pulled from the portfolio that we deleted. We deleted all those dummy items in the portfolio, so now it's trying to pull the new items, but actually it's missing pictures. That's all it's missing. It's actually smart enough that it picked up the new items, but the pictures are missing. Okay, so the way we're going to change this, the reason there's no pictures here is because if you go to the portfolio items and you click on all our items, see this space right here? There's no picture. That's because we need a featured image. So click on cars, and that's the portfolio page with all the cars, the huge car gallery. Go to the bottom and just add a car picture to this gallery as a featured image. So just add that. Click update. Do the same thing for the other portfolio. Do the same thing for animals. Click on it. Set a featured image. Pick that image. Click on update. Let's see what that did. And there you have it. You have your portfolio items under recent work. Okay. Also, this I'm going to change to mine. These images are still getting pulled from the dummy content, so I want to change this. I want to add this to my own. I want to add my own images here. So this is the main page, like I told you before, and if you go to it, let's just go to pages and then click on home. That's the same page. Or you could have just clicked on edit right here and would have done the same thing, but I'm just accessing it through the back end, through the dashboard right here. Okay, so what do we want to change? We want to change that gallery thing. So I'm looking for this text right here, any layout imaginable, and there's a gallery right beside it. So there it is, any layout imaginable, and here's a gallery. Now I don't want these images, I want my images. So delete all this, select files, and what do I want here? You can add pretty much anything you want. So, oh, we don't need to add new files, we already have the gallery. What's going on here? Add to gallery. There we go. Click on add to gallery and then go to animals. And let's just add a few pictures. I'm holding control to select them all. But sorry, you don't need to hold control. You can hold shift and then you can select a bunch of them. Alright, so I'm just gonna select a few and add them to gallery, insert the gallery, click on save. And again, you can edit all these icons here if you want. Just click on them, edit them, pick a different icon or whatever you want. Save it, edit the other one, save it, save the changes, and then update the page. Now if you go back, refresh, there's our gallery. Okay, so I think those are some of the icons I just changed. I think we're done, guys. I think we're done. Am I forgetting something? I don't know. I don't think so. We got our blog. We got our portfolio. We have our about page. We have our contact page. You can send the contact form through this page. I mean, you can send an email through this contact form. And we got our main homepage. And I hope you guys like this. Let's just open this in a new window, in a new incognito window, a new private window, just so the top bar doesn't show on top. The WordPress toolbar. Okay, so that's our website right here. We got our logo. We got our menu. Scroll down. The header changes. We have all our icons. We have this beautiful background here with all these icons that you can change. Keep scrolling down. You have our recent work, the 2 portfolio items that we added here. You can change all this text with your text. And we have our gallery, a little gallery that we added here. You can go in and edit this page and change all these different elements. We've got about us. I mean, we already have this on the about page, but I really like how this looks. I just wanted to show you these icons and all these different styles. So that's about it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're having trouble, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Like, honestly, the least you can do is share this video with someone else. I mean, it would mean a lot to me. And if you don't want to share this video, at least like it, or at least leave a comment. Just say thanks, say something. I mean, it means a lot to me. It helps a lot. The more you guys comment, the more views I get. I mean, it helps my channel. If you subscribe to it and comment and interact with my channel, it helps. It helps with the amount of views I get, and I really want to spread this message to as many people as I can, because there's no reason anybody should pay $3,000 for a website like this. Like, we just built it ourselves for what, $150? You know? So please share, subscribe, like, send me an email at websitesdiy15@gmail.com, or go to my own website. Go to websitesdiy.org, and you can read more of my tutorials on the website. I'm going to be adding a lot more. I'm going to be making more videos. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of themes. Like, I really want to start reviewing themes. This theme I really liked in comparison to other themes, and right now I can tell you which themes are really bad, and I can tell you which themes not to get. But I really hope you enjoyed this. I really hope you like the Enfold theme, and like I said, share, like, comment, subscribe, and send me a message if you want. Alright, guys, take it easy.